Welcome to Nkositalkshows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled within.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Welcome to Nkositalkshows, everyone. So today I've got my team with me. So these are the guys that are the brains of Nkositalkshows today. So I have you, the three of you guys. So I'm gonna let Nadia introduce yourself to our audience, please.
Thank you, Namza. Hi, everyone. My name is Nadia Dubiel. I am body intelligence coach, and I have my own superhuman academy. So I teach people basically higher self-awareness. So superhuman for me means higher self. So I teach people basically how to connect with our hearts, how to activate our heart intelligence and use more of our hearts than our brain, because our brains don't usually take us very far. But when we listen to our hearts, our whole life changes and we just fulfill our full potential. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nadia. Over to you, Kamel. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Thank you, Namsa. Hello, everybody watching. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be. My name is Kamalamer. I'm the co-founder of Mart Coach, and I'm a certified NLP trainer, master practitioner, hypnotherapist, and a certified life purpose specialist. What I do is I find joy in helping people uncover their purpose through a set of techniques of NLP and ancient Egyptian methodologies. And we work all of that information together and we bring it in the modern world for you to enjoy it and find a better, satisfying, fulfilling life. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kamel. Over to you, Tammie. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tammie Dow, and I come to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada at 5 a.m. in the morning, and I love it. I am the founder and CEO of 888 Spirit Productions, and what I do is I do films. I create faith-based films about socially conscious issues, and I also help people tell their stories through books and films. I also happen to be a minister, and I am called Chaplain, and I help people live their God-planned life.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tammie. We are live, aren't we? On my computer, it says from the restream, it says we are unable to stream live, but we are live, aren't we?
It does say live, yeah.
Yeah, it says try again, but we are live. So we're gonna have to be fingers crossed we are live. So our topic today is the big reset, our emotional and professional rediscovering due to lockdown and isolation. So there's so many people who are going through emotions right now, the children who are not at school and parents don't know how to help their children. And even sometimes the children are coping, parents are worried. As a parent will worry, and people are worried about their work. And some people, they are not used to working from home. They are used to socializing. So that's why Kamel chose this topic. So Kamel, I'm gonna hand it over to you. Could you please tell us about this topic, please?
Right. Thank you, Namsa. Yes, I chose this topic because I know quite a lot of people that live in these situations. I mean, we've all been living this situation for the past year plus, right? And I'm talking about isolation, about hug depravity, people that are stuck with anxieties and fears, like you mentioned, expats like myself who are not able to visit families, mourning over the loss of family members while not being able to be close to them, right? And we can't forget either the loss of careers like tourism, aviation, entertainment, you name it, right? And all of these people had to redirect and redefine their professional lives, right? That's where we come into play. That's what we do to help people redirect their lives, find more purpose, find more meaning into the situation that we're living in. I mean, there are so many people living abroad, right? And they have to look into their lifestyle and reassess their priorities when it comes to, for instance, those that are adventure seekers, right? Or expats, again, living in a different country, contra going back to their roots and seeing their families and being there, right? And all of that creates a massive turmoil for people. And yet I want to remind everybody that this is the time for growth. This is the time for exploration of the self, exploration of your limitations, the exploration of all these chains of society that hold you down. And it is the time for you to figure out and uncover all the purposes and the passions and the talents and the skills that you've ever wanted to have. You've got a lot more time than you think you have. Some people ask me, they tell me I don't have enough time, right? There's only 24 hours in my day. And I tell them, well, you know what? Maybe scientifically there's 24 hours, but you can have your day as long as you want to. It can be 3 days in a row. It can be 2 days and a half. It can be however long you want it to be. The question is, what are you going to do with that time that you have been giving? And this is the time that we have been given to explore as a gift, in a sense. So that's my introduction for now.
Thank you so much, Kamel. Nadia, do you have anything to say about the topic to top up what Kamel has just said, please?
Yeah, of course, and of course, lots of nice, amazing, valid points. And all I wanted to add is that, I don't know even one single person that wouldn't be going through a change in this time, because no place is the same. The companies are different, corporations, everything is changing. The way the world is operating is completely different. And it's very, very important that we adapt to the change, every single one, because a lot of people that are going through mental health issues, anxiety, depression, they feel very low. They haven't accepted that the world is changing, that we are changing, that we experiencing a massive shift in the world. So it's very important that we all find inner strength and really be honest with ourselves and start seeing what is happening. And start noticing that everything is changing, so we really, 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 really have to adapt to it. And as Kamel said, it's a lot of people need to find time to really rediscover themselves, to adapt to this change and calibrate our lives. Basically, when I work with my clients, a lot of them, they think they're very productive, but when we talk deeper into it, they actually procrastinate a lot during the day. So a lot of people are very busy doing a lot of things. But when you actually look at what you did during the day, they're not very effective. What things that they do are not very effective. They don't bring them the desired end results, obviously. So it's really important to look back at your life and really reflect. Are you actually doing things that you're supposed to be doing, or you are pretending in front of yourself that you're doing all the things? There is so many things that I can talk about this, but yeah, it's very important to be honest with yourself and really wake up and open your eyes. It's so important. So that's it for now for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nadia. I agree with you and Kamel. The world is changing. Everything is changing. So basically, I don't want to be the one that stays in the feeling sorry club. I want to go with the change, basically, but change in my own way. As long as I understand who I am, what I want. Like Kamel, he started his karate school. That means when everyone else is complaining and feeling sorry, mourning about lockdown, he's busy being creative. So if there is anyone who is watching right now, please just be busy, be creative, because God, whatever the universe, whatever your beliefs are, for me, I believe that God will do things for us, not because of what we've done, but for us to actually stop and reflect for the things that we can do in our lives, the things that we are capable of. Because, you know, we go to business events, we listen to other people, so much material to listen, but we actually never stop to listen to ourselves. What do we really want properly? So for me, it's been the time for me to process what does Nomsa want. Over to you, Tammie. I don't want to leave anybody out to ask a different question, because this is a big topic, so everyone might have a different views. So over to you, Tammie. What views do you have regarding our topic today?
The way it was is gone. There is a new now. So we can't keep looking at that door that is now closed, that is not going to reopen, because the world is never going to be like it was before. It just isn't. And there's a reason for that. There's a shift that comes in society and our culture and our world at certain times of our history, and we are in that time right now. All of those things that we got used to doing are gone. Some for the good. Some of us miss it. Some of us wish we could go back. I live in a community that is run by gambling. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Our entire economy was built on gambling and tourism, people coming in. And when March 18th of 2020 happened, our community shut down and has not recovered since then. So what has now happened? We were called to pause. I call it a worldwide pause, a worldwide respite. And my question to my clients as they were dealing with this, because, you know, business owners and people who worked in the casino industry and things such as that, their world fell apart when the world stopped on March 18th. Yet I challenged them to be creative. I challenged them to go after the dream that maybe they set on the back burner, the dream of maybe owning their own business or creating their own style or whatever it was that they desired to do. Online courses, you know, people learned to adapt. People examined who they are and what they believe, and they adapted. And I just am so grateful for that, because the mindset of the winner always ask, what's the lesson? What am I supposed to learn in this situation? And then how can I make the most of it? So what I always encourage my clients to do is to do some prayer, meditation, and inner searching as to the true desire. Because I believe that in this pause, we were all called to reconnect up here with our relationship with divine, with God, to figure out if, number one, it was in alignment correctly, and number two, to ask for his guidance. Another one of my favorite scriptures is trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. So during this time, I feel that even still, we're approaching a year into it. If you haven't done that alignment, that realignment, that check in with the divine, with God, with the universe itself, to find out how you are part of this, what your part is, you must do that now. Because in order for you to live that life that is designed for you, it's a must do. Because life is too short, you guys. And that pause has given you an opportunity to redirect and to go after what your heart truly desires, and not necessarily working for somebody else, which is what the pause did for a lot of people, pulled you away from some of those jobs that you probably just went to make some nickels and some dimes. And now God's calling you to that next level. Do it. Do it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tammie. Actually, I didn't realize it's nearly 1 year, actually. The lockdown is, I think it must be 1 year now.
Almost.
Wow, that's amazing. I cannot believe this has never happened ever in the world. But you know what? We have survived. And the people that lost their lives, they will be very, very disappointed in us if we don't actually use this situation to actually be creative and basically develop our skills. So I'm gonna come to you, Kamel. How have you been coping with thriving in situations like lockdown? You yourself, your business, and your families. How have you been coping?
Well, what I would like to share here, how I'm coping, is for other people to take an example and live off of it. Because I'm an expat in a country, right? I'm living in Norway. I've been here for 9 years, and I got separated. I got divorced. I had share custody. I lost a corporate job, and then I'm back on my feet on my own. So all of that is not to show people that, yeah, I can do it. No, it's for people to understand that we do have that emotional state, and we also have our logical state, right? There are priorities in our life that we must choose from. And whatever we choose, it's still a choice. Even when we think that we don't have a choice in life. I could easily choose to leave the country and go somewhere where I'm comfortable, go to my family, go to friends. But I choose to stay here because my children are here. I still have the choice, right? I have the choice to try and figure out how to find more corporate jobs and all of that. But I don't do it. I have a choice to go and find other things in my life, other people, other connections, right? The important thing that we need to all understand is that this situation is temporary. What you do of it, how you grow for yourself, is how you will survive. It is the way for you to lead a better life in the future. It is a way for you to reconnect on many, many different levels. So what has kept me sane, in a sense, in a country like, I live on the west coast of Norway. It's pretty rainy and cold, and it's gloomy, beautiful nature, beautiful nature. Terrible when you don't have family and friends around. And yet, it's not really important because I can still connect with my family and friends through Zoom, through Facebook, through all of these interconnected and internet solutions, right? And they don't cost me anything. I speak with my mom and my dad every day, and my siblings. I speak to my best friends almost every day. So, and I've connected with older friends, even people that have passed through my life a long time ago, 10, 15, 20 years ago. I have taken the time to reconnect with all of these people in my life, not to fill the void that I have, but to understand that, wait a second, what is the point in having like 500 and 600 friends on Facebook and you never get in touch with any of them? You know all of you supposedly know all of these people because you cross paths. But have you taken a minute to ask how they are doing? Have you taken a minute to send a message, say, hey, I'm reaching out just to say, hey, because we haven't spoken in ages. I know I live here, you live there. This is just a friendly hi. How many of you have done that? I know by this time a lot of people have done it. But imagine those that haven't done it yet. You still have the time to reconnect with people. And that will reconnect you to that emotional part of you, because you will talk about memories, you'll talk about things that you've done, exploits, maybe funny anecdotes that you had together, but you will still reconnect, right? Like Tammie was talking about a spiritual reconnection, there is also that emotional reconnection with the people that you know, the people that have crossed your path. Maybe it's time for you to cross their path again. Maybe you have something of value to share for them and their family, or maybe they have something to share with you. Or maybe it's just a simple talk about businesses that are growing. Please avoid gossip. You can gossip about the past and talk about, oh, we did this and we were naughty and all of that. But try to learn what is new in their life. How are they managing it? How can you be a part of that help and growth for them? I have taken up courses, I have studied, I have crunched time to study even faster than the normal thing. And I've been reading and I've been attending classes, got a mentor, got coaches. And I still connect with my family. And I share the custody of my children. So I have my children when they're here or when they're off or when it's my day. So it is possible. Oh, and all of that, I had two dreams. One of my dreams was to open my own coaching company, which is done. The other dream, which was just started like a month ago, was opening a karate school, like you mentioned earlier, Namsa. And yes, I did. I opened a karate school. The first class, we had over 35 students, young students from the ages of 8 to 12. And then we had another session, because we can't gather people older than 20. We had a group of 9 girls that joined, not a single boy. And I am so proud of these girls. 9 girls that joined, under 20. And they're still continuing with us. They're growing and they're reducing, they're growing and reducing. Our Thursday training, we have between 40 to 50 students that are from the ages of 8 to 12. And the girls are still continuing strong, 6, 8, 9, the same group usually. But I am so proud of these kids and these parents and these young girls, because they took steps into their life to improve and make something new, get something that can move them forward in their life. And you have the choice to take all the necessary steps. They are everywhere in front of you. You have the choice to move forward or to stay stagnant and binge watch on the TV. That's your choice. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kamel. I got rid of my TV, I think a year now, just when they announced the lockdown. I got rid of my Sky because I was paying like over, I think I was paying loads of money for not watching TV. So I got rid of it. And now they are watching Amazon, they're watching Netflix. That's enough for them. And I don't think I'm allowed to watch TV because my children are always watching TV. So I've given up negotiating with them. So I get myself busy with something else. So thank you so much, Kamel. I hope the people that are watching is somebody who is watching, because, you know, we learn from one another. And those people who are actually don't know what to do, I hope they're taking notes. And whoever watches this TV, please just take notes. It's not the end of the road. I know we're going through dark times, but if you look at the situation, take advantage of the situation, get creative, take people's ideas. How have you coped and thrive in situations like lockdown? Nadia Dubiawa. For today, I'm not going to ask you different questions, guys, because it's good for people to learn from different people. And these questions basically is more like people what they are going through right now. So I'm going to need your different views so people can learn from you guys.
Yeah, so for me, it was a beautiful answer, Kamel, actually, because it is all about the choice. Even though my situation might be different, but we all, at the core, we all have a choice. It's a good choice or bad choice. That's it. Which wolf are you going to feed? It is as simple as that. But just to go deeper into it, it's the first thing that you have to do is really what I did for myself is, because my situation, of course, it is the roller coaster, up and down. We're all going through bad and good times in life, but it's important how you react to it and what you're gonna do. So first thing that I recommend anyone to do is just to take responsibility for yourself, and it's all about growing up and really stop blaming other people for your own circumstances and your own life. When you really realize that your life is your responsibility, you will stop really giving away your energy to other people, and you really go within and start creating. Because what's very important is for you to realize what is it that you want in your life. And it took me a while to realize what is it that I truly want. And the deeper you go within, the more you learn about yourself and what is it that you want to bring to this world. It does takes time, and every time, and when you actually realize what is your dream, your ego kicks in, bad wolf kicks in, and it creates a lot of excuses, negative thoughts, obstacles. There is a lot of insecurity, self-doubt, and a lot of people just give in. They just give in to this negative mindset, and they just feeling kind of swallowed by the bad wolf, and they stay in that negative mindset. So what I do is I connect every single day with my heart and what I want in my life. I know what I want, what kind of future I want to create, and that is what is driving me. That is what keeps me connected to my own power, to my higher self, to positive mindset, because I know where I want to be. And it doesn't matter what is happening in my life today, how much drama is happening. I know I have that inner knowing I want to be, and I don't let the bad wolf basically eat me from the inside out. And it's so important because it is so easy just to give up and let negativity basically take over and give in into negative thoughts and self-doubt and become depressed and become sad and become moody and become angry and create some illness, because that's basically that's the ladder. The more you dwell on it, the more you dwell on negativity, the deeper you're gonna sink in. So it's very, very important to know your plan of action, to know where are you going. And remember that every single day when you wake up, just remember who you are, what do you stand for, what do you want in your life. And just work for it every single day and make the choice to not to let negativity, negative thoughts, self-doubt, anything negative, doesn't matter what is it and how real it looks, just don't let in, don't give in into that negative thoughts. Remember what your heart truly wants. And that's how I cope. And it is difficult sometimes, and it's this negative, a lot of negative stuff, but it doesn't matter because it's so beautiful. Basically, it's a beautiful feeling to know what you want, and it just becomes stronger and stronger the more you do it. If you do it every single day, negativity just really loses its power. So it's an amazing habit that I recommend doing anyone. So yeah, thank you.
Nadia, I so appreciate you talking about that, because I'm going to be transparent with everyone. I had, for those of you who follow me on Facebook, I'm the person that everyone comes to. You know, on Facebook, I'm Chaplain Dow. I'm a minister, you know, and people come to me when they have losses or needs or counseling or that kind of stuff. And I'm there for them. I'm there for them. Well, I just went into a series of overwhelm. It was just within like the last week and week, I had quite a few people pass away that I knew personally, and then also that people were bringing to me, and I just felt like I was having all these rocks put on my shoulders, that I would love to have released, but unfortunately, I even though I was praying and I just didn't seem to have enough release with all that was coming on me. So I went on Facebook and I said, I just need, because I know that there's so many people on my page that are prayer warriors, that are intercessors, that, so I just put on there and I said, I got you guys, I don't do this. I don't ask for prayer, but I need you guys' prayer, because usually I'm the one praying, right? But I was like, I really need your prayers. And as I listened to you kind of describe there, Nadia had asked prior to the show starting, she said, what did you do this weekend? Did you, because I'm always active. Okay. I get up in the morning and I say to the Lord, how can I serve you and how can I serve your people? Right. But with that keeps putting more on me. Right. Because as I'm serving people, they're kind of putting their stuff on me, and I like to release it, yet you don't always get it loose, right? You don't. So I told her this weekend I took a kind of a break, it was like a healing break, a respite break, a way for me to just work on getting rid of all that stuff, right? Getting it off of me. And the reason I'm mentioning this is I am seen, and I am generally a very, very positive person. Yet when you have these things that are mounting in your life and that are really working to weigh you down, there must be a process. You must have a process to get rid of other people's stuff and your own, so that you can stand up and continue to be in joy, to live in joy. I truly believe that is so important for us. And when we see it, this is so important. When we see the mounting coming, we need to quickly do what we need to do to release it. Is it prayer? Is it meditation? Is it long walks? Is it a trip in your car or out to the country or whatever, to keep us healthy? Because it's so important that we do in our alignment, in our realignment. For me, it's God first. You guys could say universe. And then yourself, to keep yourself healthy. Like they tell you on the plane, put your mask on first, then help others. And this is a perfect situation of that I'm describing about what was going on with me last week. I literally had to pull back, So like what Nadia said, she's all excited, and I'm with you, Nadia. I'm all excited about, what's coming next. I'm like a big kid, right? Because I'm in action, and along the way, I believe that God just brings favor in, good, cool stuff happens, yet also, so does the rocks come in, that can cause us to stumble along the way. And I just needed to move the rocks out of the way so I could be back to enjoying the favor, right? So you pick your own alignment, what works for you. I particularly believe God, yourself, get yourself healthy. We've all been talking about this here. During this time, if you haven't been doing it, get yourself healthy. What does that look like? Kamal, Nomsa, Nadia, I started yoga. I have heard that it is an amazing spiritual practice, and I've only been doing it for a little over a week, but I am enjoying it and feeling really good. So what is it that you can do to help heal yourself, to help go through a process that helps you lean in to this change, you guys, because we're not going back to the way it was. So we have to create our new now, and we have to step into it healthy. So whatever that looks like for you, it might not look like what I did, but I encourage you to make sure that whatever you do heals you, gets you strong, gets you back in joy for the desires that you have for your heart. Because this whole process that we're going through is about you. And in that alignment, I do God, me, family and friends, and then whatever project might be going on, like job or whatever, because this last level comes and goes. We saw that by the pandemic. People lost their jobs, things that, their 6-figure jobs and things like that, that went away. What didn't go away? God is always there, right? Universe, existence is always there, okay? You are here, present right now. And then family and friends, like Kamel was describing, you can reach out to them, you can find them. They're there for you. You just have to connect with them. And the rest of it, you'll figure out. You'll figure it out. Take care of yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tammie. It is very important for us to look after ourselves, and basically, I know we are used to socializing, we are used to interact with human beings, but I think we have to be grateful that we do have our lives, and if we go out and don't follow the rules, we'll put our lives in danger as well. And just be grateful and practice the healthiness and be closer to our family. And we're thankful to Zoom and all the apps that are giving us this opportunity to actually socialize with each other. So we are grateful for that. And why there's so many people at this moment with mentally healthy problems?
Without going into any medical areas, I'll stay with the part that I understand, right? A lot of people get these ailments, whether they're, I'm one of the believers that all of our physical pains, our ailments, our illnesses that come, they actually come from a psychological place. For instance, I haven't had the flu for a year and a half. I haven't had the sniffles for a year and a half. I haven't had to cough in a year and a half. But all of that is because my mental state is in a very healthy place. So if we can control just the cold or the flu, imagine how much more is affected in our body. When you are unhappy in your life, when you are dissatisfied with your life, when you are unfulfilled with your life, you can put whatever definition you want about it. You will not feel well in your body. You will have back pains, you will have stomach aches, you will have ulcers, you will get ulcers actually. That has been proven medically. Anger, frustration, and anxieties, all of these, they bring ulcers and diseases. But how can you make that unwind? Because you want to unwind that routine of falling into sickness. And the only way to do that is by having a stable, satisfying, fulfilled mental state. It all starts within your mind. Whether you believe in the universe and God, he, she, it, whatever you want to believe in, that is part of what we are. And your well-being, your physical well-being, is dependent on what and how you think. If you think you are going to be unwell, you are going to be unwell. If you think that you're going to stay unhappy until you get those, I don't know, 500,000 pounds or whatever number you want, then you will constantly stay unhappy during that whole journey. The end, we'll get there. If you're born, that means you will die. So the end place, the outcome, it's there. How you change the way, the road, the process, that leads you to that outcome is all in your control. Yes, we have circumstances. Yes, we have things that prevent us from doing other stuff. Yes, we have people that fight us and argue with us and are a pain in our behinds throughout our life. But there's a reason for them to be there. It's for you to manage your self-control. It's for you to learn how to control your own mind. It's for you to be aware of what they bring into your life. I have many times said, yes, get rid of those negative people in your life, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have a grandparent, an ex-husband, an ex-wife, an ex-mother-in-law, their pains in the behind for you. A boss maybe even. But they are there for some reason. They're there for you to grow and become better than them, so that you can allow yourself forgiveness, and with time allow you to forgive them, no matter what it is they've done. So managing your self-awareness, managing your mind, managing your routines of your day and what you think of will always amplify. Your mind, your subconscious mind doesn't understand the negative. It only amplifies whatever you say. It multiplies it and it adds onto it, right? Let's do it this way. You don't have to answer, right? I want you not to think of a monkey. And you're thinking of a monkey. So you see, and you keep thinking of a monkey. You have to tell yourself, I'm not thinking of a monkey, I'm not thinking of, you're just repeating all of that. This is a part I've taken from Sadhguru, because he's an amazing guy. I love him, right? And I've repeated it several times with my clients, and I've used it in many other occasions, because it is perfect. It's a perfect example of how your brain or your subconscious mind doesn't understand the negative. So everything that you will constantly say, this is why we have these affirmations that people think, oh, do they really work? Well, with time, if you manage to say them in a way that you believe them, if you manage to break down these limiting beliefs that you have and change these beliefs into making these affirmations your new beliefs, they will happen, because that's the only constant that you will be thinking of. And by thinking of that constant outcome, you will take the necessary steps. You will take the necessary roads. You will meet the necessary people. And when you meet these people, you will not be shy, even if you're an introvert. You will be ecstatic, even if you are a person that is afraid of partying. You will be saying yes to events and meetings and parties and whatever it is to meet new people. And when you do there, you will meet the right people, and you will have new friends, and you will have the right connections. Why? Because you are in control of your self-awareness. You are in control of this peanut that's in there. That controls your whole body. So that's what I have to say for the people today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kamel. Nadia, is there anything you want to add based on what Kamel says regarding mental health issues?
Yeah, of course. And it's like, I just say from my perspective, people that have mental health issues and they're not in a emotionally, mentally not in the best state, is they get there because they feed the bad wolf too much. They overfeed the bad wolf, and of course there is a process to it. It just doesn't happen one day. You wake up and suddenly you're depressed. it's about the actions, thought patterns, as Kamel said, behaviors, your daily routines that you take every single day. So people that are in that state of mind, they really have to notice, realize, self-awareness, of course, realize where they are at, accept it, and change. I know it's not easy, because people get used to it, and we are unfortunately like to be in comfort zones. We don't like to be vulnerable, and we prefer to. A lot of people like to suffer and complain about their life than actually take responsibility and change their life. Why is it happening? I have no idea. A lot of people, okay, we learn in two ways. We either learn through our own suffering. So, and a lot of people change their life when they really hit the bottom. They end up in hospital, the life is at risk, something really big and traumatic happens. That's this big gig really wakes them up. Or there's the other way, which is much easier, but much more difficult for some reason. We learn from someone else, like we are doing this wonderful talk now. So you can either learn from us and our advice, or from anyone else that you like to listen to or who inspires you. Or the other way is through your own suffering. There is no other way. And the choice is yours. And everything you need to know is available to you on the internet. We have access to everything that can change your life. And the only thing that is missing, application of the knowledge. People have tremendous amount of knowledge. A lot of people are done so many courses, read so many self-help books, they listen to so many talks. They have all this knowledge to listen to this all advice. And so what? So when 2 minutes after, they just come back to their own habits, because people don't have inner strength and discipline to apply the knowledge. If you're able to apply the knowledge and use your own will to do it, your life will change. There is no magical pill, limitless pill that you just take one day and your life will change. You have to use your own will to get out of this hole that you are in. You can obviously you can ask for help, but you still have to use your will to do it. And apply the knowledge that you already have with the new, because if you read so many books, done so many courses, if you know that you are not in a good place, because a lot of people do it consciously, they eat unhealthy food because they eat fattening, sugary things for breakfast, even though it's unhealthy, but they're still doing it, and they get worse, and the health gets worse and worse. And of course, if your gut is inflamed, if you eat unhealthy food, your brain will be inflamed as well, because everything affects each other. So it is about discipline and will to apply the knowledge that you already have anyway to change your life. And yes, so that's all I have to say. Just guys, apply the knowledge and find discipline and inner strength to do what you know what you're supposed to do anyway already, because everything is available to us. We talk about these things all the time. We repeat ourselves a million times.
It doesn't matter.
So,
it gets better into people's minds.
Okay, yeah, fine then.
It does. That is so funny what you said about making our choices, because for those of you who are Catholic, that we just had a season we entered into called Lent. And in that season of Lent, you're supposed to give up something that you know is bad. So when you said the thing about the fatty foods and all that kind of stuff, so I gave up fried foods. Now I'm actually Christian, and Catholic is a part of Christianity, and I was raised Catholic, so I still practice some of the rituals, and I like that particular ritual, because what it does is it makes you deprive yourself of something that you is kind of a guilty pleasure. Some people don't do chocolate for the season and that kind of thing. And the Lenten season leads up to what we believe to be the time that we honor Christ, right? So we lead up till Easter, right? And for this is a little bit of history lesson, because a lot of people don't really know what. Like you hear Mardi Gras, right? Mardi Gras. People all over the world dress up for Mardi Gras. And what is Mardi Gras? It's a celebration of decadence. It's generally a celebration where, you drink and you party and you eat and you all this kind of stuff. And it's interesting because people love that day. Everybody gets dressed up, they get together, they party, and they have this big decadent, a thing where they throw out all their vices and have fun, right? And then the next day is Lent. So now it's time for you to be super responsible, look into cleansing your body and clearing your soul and getting ready to focus on this Lenten season to prepare for when the belief system is that Christ died on the cross. So we are supposed to fast for something and pray when we remember that thing. So whatever it is you give up, you remember it, right? So I think it's an interesting concept from what you said, Nadia, is because we as human beings sometimes run. We run to the Mardi Gras. We're all excited, Mardi Gras, because we want that guilty pleasure. We want that ability. And actually the translation of Mardi Gras is Fat Tuesday. So today you just like gluttonously, taking all this stuff, you won't be able to eat for the next 40 days or so. Unfortunately, when we talk about mental health, sometimes people go running after the continuous Fat Tuesday. The continuous joy, pleasure, this kind of thing. And yeah, that's why we have, obese people and people who are alcoholics and, drug addicted and all this kind of stuff, because we believe as humans that pleasure is our only goal and we should go towards it, right? Now, remember how I was saying about enjoy, being in joy, not the E-N, but the I-N, joy, right? We do want joy in our life, but there's responsibility that it comes around with it too. It's like you can't be, I don't want to offend anybody, but there's a term we call a hippie, okay? So a hippie's focus is man, peace and joy and love, right? They're not responsible, is not one on their list, right? They might be couch surfing, they may not hold a job longer than a week or two. I know some of them who've gotten jobs just to get something and then they quit, right? Responsibility is not the thing for them. But we have to remember, we all have to be responsible. We really do. I mean, nobody else is going to have to answer for what we're doing or not doing. And if we choose to live that Mardi Gras life, eventually we're going to have to answer for it. And sometimes that happens in mental health. Because sometimes these people who are usually super creatives end up having a disconnect from reality, because their reality is just picture peace, love, joy, no responsibility. Life is good, right? But life's reality is, yeah, you have responsibility. You got to pay your bills. You got to get up and get dressed. You've got to be kind to other people. You've got some responsibilities. So when that mental disconnect happens, we start to lose this person because they're trapped in what they perceive their reality is, and we want them over here. But when they get too far this way is when we need to bring in that kind of counseling and medication and treatment to get them from here to here. Now, like Kamel said, I'm not trying to be medical with this. I'm just giving you a hypothetical so you can really see how that looks. Because so I'm a career police officer. I retired, but we used to deal with people with the mental disconnect quite often. A lot of our homeless people, okay, that were quite happy and content here, okay, and there was mental illness on board. So with that said, we can't run away from responsibility. When we break away in our mindset of our responsibility as a human being on this earth, that's when we really need to seek some counseling, some training and interaction. I tell you what, folks, it's available online now. There's really no excuse for not getting treatment. And oftentimes it's free online. Your councils will have it available. For those of you who live outside the UK, your cities will have it available, free mental health. And don't be embarrassed by it. Do not be embarrassed with wanting to run over here. Just don't stay over here, okay? You got to go from Mardi Gras. Come back over to Lent. Responsibility. Okay? All right, you guys.
Thank you, Tammie. I like it when you say don't be embarrassed by mental health problems, because, you know, some people can stay at home and things get worse without seeking help. So we all humans, and we all go through challenges in life. So unfortunately, if you are going through mental health problems, somebody else is going through something. So you might stay at home and say, I don't want people to judge me. People who are judging you, who are they? No one can define you. So you need to look after you. You need to look after your health, whether it's mental, whether you have depression. Yes, you are allowed to actually seek help, because you are not used to being in isolation. You're not being to stay at home. You have to understand how human brains work. So go out and seek help. I've gone through my father-in-law went through mental health problems. And I basically had to he went to the hospital, he stayed for a few weeks. And then when he was coming out, they were like, he might need to go to a care home. I was like, no, he's not. He's coming home with us. And he recovered. Now he's gone back to normal. Like, is because he was going through that process. That is a shock when you are being told that stay at home. For some people, it's a shock. So guess what? It's a shock, but it's seek help. And you will understand that it's every man for himself. When we are on this earth, we all go through challenging times. When somebody was going through something, Nomsa was going through something. When somebody else is going through something, Nomsa is going through something. So you might as well get on with it and stop worrying about the world. The world don't pay your bills. The world don't. God gives you a thing to breathe, the breathing, the air to breathe. So worry about God. Why is God gonna think if I don't save my life? So go save your life. The doctors are there, or you can meditate. There's so many things you can do. Meditation, prayers. I mean, when I'm feeling sad or I have a word with God, and I'm like, why am I feeling this way? I don't need to feel this way. Or even if I'm going through something, I cry out and I seek. And I ask God to actually intervene in this situation that I am going through, because on my own, there's no way that I can make it. I know that. I'm aware of it. Tammie always talk about the scriptures. So I know that on my own, I can't make it. But with him, if I seek, he will help me to actually do the things that I want to do. So this is our last question, guys. If you keep it short, how can we reset and rediscover ourselves in isolation? Actually, I'm going to ask you different questions, each of you. Kamel, how can we reset and rediscover ourselves in isolation, please?
The easiest and simplest answer is we have been given the gift of time. Time away from society, time away from some corporate jobs, time away from people, time away for ourselves. And that rediscovery, or like I like to call it, the uncovering of your purposes, is finding out who you are without all of these distractions. People that are staying at home, people that lost their jobs, that maybe mothers at home that are teaching their children, that don't have time. This is the time for you, actually, because that is how you uncover who you are. You take all of these distractions, they're already out of the way for you. The only thing that you need to focus on, or if you want to, obviously, is yourself. Find out what your passions are, what you used to like, what you enjoy doing, what you want to do in the future, the dreams that you've dreamt about when you were 4, 5, 6, if you can remember that far. Find out the skills that you have right now that can be useful tomorrow. Find out the skills that you want to learn that you have difficulties learning. Start practicing them. Learn new things, new ideas, new solutions for your habits. There are so many apps that can help you have habits. Make a streak habits, for instance. But this is how you do it. It just takes one thought, which is you thinking, I want to change. That's it. Not for anybody else, not for your husband, not for your wife, not for your mother or father or family members or society. I'm going to say it again, like I've said it before, to hell with all of these people. You make the choice for yourself to change. That is how you find or uncover and start uncovering your purposes in life.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kamel. Nadia, how to cope with uncomfortable emotions and increase your emotional intelligence? How can you cope? Anyone who is watching right now?
Yeah, of course. This is very important to actually understand how emotions are driving our choices, basically, because emotions are the most intense part of us, and they have obviously such a big power, basically, in our life. We are truly deeply emotionally beings, so that it's very, very important to know as much as we can and understand this part of us, because emotion can destroy us, and emotion obviously can take us to the most amazing places. But a lot of people are afraid to make choices, to take risk, or to change, go into the unknown, not because they are afraid of the outcome, but they're afraid to feel uncomfortable emotion like embarrassment, judgment, anger, sadness. They are afraid to being hurt, so they're afraid of feeling that negative, uncomfortable emotion. So all you can do for yourself is to understand that this is just temporary. So why did you get embarrassed or ashamed or feel guilty? It's gonna last on a physical level, according to science. Emotional reaction in your body lasts only 30 seconds. So let's say you say something that you shouldn't, or you got rejected because you asked someone out, or you asked your boss for promotion and you didn't get it. It's not gonna last forever. It's just very, very tiny temporary moment in your life that will pass very, very quickly. And the whole point is not to dwell on it, because what makes it worse is when people get embarrassed or sad or angry, they create thoughts that are related to that emotion. And that's what makes it harder and heavier and worse, basically. And some people dwell on a really ridiculous things for years, for days, for hours, without realizing that it can pass very, very quickly. So understand that emotions are temporary. They are here just to indicate something, just to let you know something is not right. Maybe if you got angry, your boundaries got crossed. And instead of ignoring it or dwelling on it, just learn, oh, my boundary was crossed, something happened. So just learn from it and move on. It's very, very important to not to dwell on it and control your own thoughts, because emotions can really make it worse, especially if you engage thinking. Emotions and thinking, and it's just gonna be like a vicious circle. So just understand that emotional intelligence is incredibly important. Just know that emotions are here to help you, even the negative ones. They're just part of you, and they are not. They can be destructive, but they're only here to indicate something about your life that needs changing. That's all it is. So that's all I have to say about emotions. So yeah, don't be afraid to feel embarrassed or ashamed or guilty or whatever, because it will pass. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nadia. How can someone develop personal resilience, Tammie, please?
Well, personal resilience is definitely the question for me. You know what? You have to have a tough skin. You just have to have a tough skin. You have to realize that other people's opinions don't matter when it comes to your success and what you want to do. And you have to decide that. If you don't decide that, like, I want to have the life of my dreams. So if it makes you upset that I'm enjoying my life, then you're not supposed to be in my life, right? We are supposed to surround ourselves with people who are lifting us up, challenging us, iron sharpens iron, getting us, walking with us to the next step. I know many of you have seen that graphic that's going around social media that shows the pack of lions. There's you, the lead lion, and the pack of lions around you, right? So who are you surrounding yourself with? That's what helps with your resiliency. Who are you surrounding yourself with? You know, if you don't have a strong team, and I love that pack of lions analogy, because a lot of people will say the eagle, which I like the eagle analogy too, but eagles are singular. They are solitary animals, whereas the lions can be in a pack, right? If they're going to attack or take over territory, they are in a pack. Well, if you have a desire in your life to get to your next level, you're going to take over another territory that you haven't explored before. So you need to be surrounded by a pack, you know, a strong group of people that are going to walk with you, be on your side, fight with you to get what you desire, to get you to the next level. So part of your resiliency is to surround yourself with good people on the same path as you, who you know will lift you up and support you. And I want you to envision the pack of lions and those naysayers that say stuff to you about, well, who do you think you are? And why do you think that you, and blah, 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 all that negative, you know, what is it? Garbage and static going on around you. Picture them like a little bitty rat out there with those giant lions. Do those lions care what the rat has to say? The rat is lunch, okay? So that's part of being resilient, is to know that you are a lion. Know that what you desire is true and that you deserve it, and go after it. Resiliency is, as you're walking along the path, you trip, you fall, you get back up. You trip, you fall, you get back up. And the reason you trip is because you're walking. You're moving down the path. So don't stand still because you keep tripping and falling, because you're not going to get to your destination unless you stay on the path. And get up after you fall, because we all fall, you guys. The true test of resiliency is, do you get back up? Be resilient.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, I'm stuck now. Thank you.
We hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tammie. Kamel, any words or quick words of encouragement you would like to leave with our audience, please?
Just push yourself to do small habits every day and get yourself into that movement. Do the things that keep joy into your life. That's all I have to say for you. Apart from that, stay safe and be well, everyone.
Amen.
Over to you, Nadia, please.
Yeah, just quickly, guys, just do what you know you're supposed to do. Don't feed the bad wolf anymore, because it's gonna get bigger and stronger. So the sooner you start feeding your good wolf and doing what you're supposed to do, the sooner you will get where you want to be. That's it. Thank you.
Over to you, Tammie, please. Words of encouragement.
The power of life and death are in your mouth. What you say, your body hears and will do. So make sure that you say, I am well, I am happy, I am well able, I am loved, and decide that you will attract goodness, that you will attract favor, that you will attract blessings, because you have declared it from your mouth. Be blessed.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to our audience. If you are watching our video and you like our video, please share the love, smash the heart button. We love you, and live with grace, everyone, and God bless you.
Welcome to Nkositalkshows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen. knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled with it.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.